In studio with us tonight is Michele Howe, and she is an author, a local Toledo author, in fact. And your book is Burdens Do a Body Good, which you wrote with a local orthopedic surgeon. Tell us about how this whole book came about and what it's about.
Well, in 2005, I needed some shoulder work done, and I went into my doctor's office, Dr. Fotish. She works at Toledo Clinic, and we started writing on women's health issues through the last few years, articles, online forums, print articles, that kind of thing. And I ended up needing 4 surgeries on my shoulder, a reoccurring problem. I fell once. I kind of undid the work that he had done, so it wasn't a real positive thing. But as I started going through the experience, I felt like I was on hold for the first time in my life. I wasn't able to do all the things I had done before, and it really threw me for a loop. So as I conferred with my doctor, we talked about women and how many times they face these issues as they recover. And then I started interviewing women all over the country. And it was really a common theme that women are feeling overwhelmed and overworked and helpless, and they take on the role of caregiving. And then when they're in that position and they can't do it anymore, it's frustrating, it's scary, it's a place they don't want to be for very long. So I started talking to a lot of women, asking them, what are you feeling? What are you going through? And then it drew on my own experiences as well. So we wrote 30 different chapters on situational life challenges that women face, such as you know, putting their parents maybe into a nursing home, being a caregiver in that way, dealing with a divorce, you know, possibly having a physical illness that's ongoing, or their children going off to college. And then we also dealt with the emotional issues, depression, discouragement, hopelessness, fear, worry, and just aging topics.
A lot of familiar themes there.
Yes, yeah.
So what about the title, Burdens Do a Body Good? Why that theme?
Well, it's really kind of a counterintuitive thing, because we think of the hard times of life and no one wants to go through them. But if we're really honest, we grow in character during the hard times. We don't grow in the high times. And I think if we all look back and are real honest, you know, when we've gone through something and we get to the other side, we have something richer and deeper to offer to other people that we didn't have before we experienced that hardship. So this book is all about relationships, you know, wanting women to see each other not as competitors but as comrades through a life journey. And I think we offer a lot for women to look at situations from a positive standpoint. Instead of saying this burden is going to do me in, we say this burden is going to make you stronger, and we're going to show you how.
Being thankful for the lesson and not wishing it away.
Right, because we have to go through it anyway. I mean, life is hard for everybody, and if you're not going through something today, you will be in the future, or someone you love will be. So better to be prepared than to be unprepared and really struggling once you get into the midst of something that's difficult.
Okay. Who's been your biggest readership so far? What group of women? Women
over 35. I've heard from women all over the country. I've done a lot of radio interviews, and I've gotten a lot of email, a lot of calls from people who said, you know, what you offered was really practical, and I might have heard it before, but you gave it a new twist, and it reminded me. So I think people will read this book and just say, that's just a good reminder of something I knew, but maybe I haven't applied in a while.
Okay. Thank you so much, Michele Howe. The book is Burdens Do a Body Good by Michele Howe and Dr. Christopher Fotish. And you can find it at local Barnes & Noble stores as well as online, Amazon, and everywhere else. Correct?
Correct.
All right. That is tonight's Talk Back.